Okay, there. It was like, okay, welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I'm Scott Ramp.
I'm Noelle McBoy.
And that was Asaph Adonai.
Asaph, what song was that?
That's Painted Black by the Stones. That's a short classical version to it.
Nice.
And it ended like, it just ends. It was like, I'll just use this little glyphs at the end. And it's like, okay, chime.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. It is Friday,
yes.
TGIF, and this week has been absolutely beautiful.
It has been, and it's only going to get better throughout the week because you can expect it to be 60. That's right, 60 degrees next week. But right now it's 24 degrees, and your high is going to be in the 50s. And it's only going to get hotter through the weekends. And then by next week, on Tuesday, it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 61.
Oh my gosh.
61 degrees.
Well, goodbye, winter, and hello, spring.
You know that it's probably going to snow in the middle of June. It's just like a little bit of snow.
That's what I was thinking,
well,
too.
I always hear stories from Great Falls that it always snows. My sister used to live in Great Falls, and she'd always complain about snow later in June, and it's like, really?
Yep. Oh, well, I'm from Great Falls. Yeah, I remember one year it snowed in June, and my sister's summer school was canceled.
So this has been a bad year for a lot of you.
Seriously.
Winter warriors.
Yeah, if
and
you guys
skis and snowboarders and all that stuff. So let's check a look.
Yeah, if you guys check out that snow report, you'll see we have got 0 new inches of snow on all of our local ski hills. Big Sky 0, Discovery 0, Lookout 0, Lost Trail 0, Snowbowl 0. The only place that's got some snow is Maverick Mountain.
Oh, hey! We didn't notice you there. Say, we're at an MCAT camp right now, and over the past summer, we've had many of them, so many that I can't keep track. And during these camps, we've had groups making movies all day long. It's a really great thing. And you can sign your child up today. The thing is, MCAT camps are amazing and fun, and everyone loves them. So, if you're thinking of camps to put your child in this summer to get them away from you, choose MCAT, because we know what we're doing, I think. And everything is just spectacular. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool with a K.
It is going to be really warm outside, and there's like virtually no snow anywhere.
Yeah, that was it. And then Asaph played Paint It Black.
Yes.
You want to play that again?
Yes, I'll do that again.
Let's go.
Yes. All right. So as he plays that, keep on playing.
Okay.
You can play. People can hear me, and you can play. All right. So we have some Google Trends. Mm-hmm. So a lot of stuff is trending on these days. The movie Unfinished Business isn't doing so well in Europe. No, I didn't expect it to.
What's it about? What is it?
It's a Vince Vaughn film. So, yeah.
Vince Vaughn and Sienna Miller are rivals.
So Vince Vaughn is playing Vince Vaughn in a Vince Vaughn movie. Sorry.
Oh, that's not doing well, huh? Weird.
Harrison Ford was in a plane crash.
Oh no! Is he okay?
He crashed upon takeoff, so it was just like barely takeoff. He was flying a World War II plane. Something about Kim Kardashian. Moving on. Jodi Arias.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And they're unable to reach a decision so far.
It was 11-1 for death penalty.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so imagine you're in a line preserve. And you're looking at lines, and you want something interesting to happen, and something interesting happened for these ladies.
Yikes. Holy cow, Cindy. Oh my gosh. I know. You're supposed to lock the door.
So as you saw, the lion opened the door with its jaw.
What a smart cat! Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And of course, there's always videos about people who can't necessarily solve the Wheel of Fortune puzzle, and this is one of them.
Dopey, grumpy, doc, bashful, happy, sneaky, and sleepy. I'm sorry. Jordan, it's your turn.
And if you weren't paying attention, she got the second to the last one wrong. Sneaky is actually sneezy. So, yeah.
That crazy gal.
That seems to be trending on YouTube these days.
Nice.
You have to be perfect on that game. You can't make any mistakes.
No, in order to win.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
But that about does it for your
trending video. We have a
trending
guest
videos.
today.
We do have a guest today, and we'll bring him on soon, right after we show this PSA from the Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Park. And they're talking about the drag show coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So we'll be right back right after this.
The harlequin duck is one of Montana's rarest birds. Currently wintering on the Pacific Ocean, harlequins migrate to Montana's streams to breed in the spring. One of the most productive areas is McDonald Creek in Glacier Park.
This 10-mile stretch of the creek from Lake McDonald to Logan Creek produces 25% of all of the chicks that are produced in Montana and has the highest breeding density of harlequins in the lower 48.
But when no harlequin duck chicks were found on McDonald Creek a few years ago, researchers wanted to learn more.
And we had radio transmitters on these females, and we wanted to look at, where in the stream do the females want to be in relationship to different stream features and habitat features, and also distance to going to the Sun Road.
While Montana is on the southeastern extent of the harlequin's range, there is concern these rare ducks are in decline.
Across the board, they're just difficult to study. They occur in these remote locations. Very little research has been done, and we just don't know much about them.
Through his research, Hansen believes we need to continue to monitor Montana's harlequin ducks and conserve the waters they use to maintain the harlequin in the future.
It was really important to know what are the focal streams, what are the important streams where a lot of these ducks are coming from, to focus our efforts to think about how the stream is being managed.
I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
Hey, and welcome back. We're here with Levi, and he's here to talk about the drag show. So, tell us, what can people expect from the drag show this?
Oh, a lot of craziness. Drag queens, we tend to get a little out of control. A lot of cartwheels, men in dresses, wigs, heels, whole 9 yards.
Awesome.
Nice.
And so the show is tomorrow. What
is.
time?
Doors open at 9, show starts at 10. We're at the Palace Lounge.
Awesome.
What do people see in these drag shows? Like what are you doing this? What is the drag show for? You guys say you do this for donations.
We do. The I.S.C.S.M is the organization that puts on the shows, and we're benefiting the Open AIDS Alliance, which is a great organization. They do HIV testing and all that good stuff. Make sure you're out there clean and healthy.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Cool.
And so how long does it take you to get into full drag?
It takes a bit. It's a process. About 3 to 4 hours, typically, depending on how long you've done it. I know a lot of the girls that start out take about 6 hours.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Shaving and everything.
And so what do you start with?
What do I start with? Gluing down my eyebrows. You got a lot of glue stick, and then you primer and foundation and powder, and just build and build and build until you've got 20 pounds of makeup on your face, and then you can walk out the door.
Yeah, I noticed from these shows that they constantly, they change their dress, and there's a lot of changing in there. So, do you guys have a specific room for them to go, like a dressing room and all that?
Nope. Change in the bathroom.
Yep.
It's a lot of work.
And then how many costumes will you typically have for a show?
Depending on, because our shows are open performance, so however many people I get to perform dictates how many numbers I'm going to do or my princess is going to do. So it kind of bases upon that, and if we decide we want to change for each song. But typically it's about 3 or 4.
Nice. Yeah.
So, where can people find more information? How can people get involved?
You can get in contact with me on Facebook. Find me on Facebook as Christina Drake, or the I.S.C.S.M webpage, isscsm.org, or the I.S.C.S.M Facebook. Great ways to get in contact with us.
Mm-hmm.
And how often do you do these drag shows?
We do them once a month usually, and I post them on the Facebook, and we have posters around town, and
Awesome.
MissoulaEvents.net.
And so you are the Empress.
I am.
And so how did you get that title?
lot of work. You have to campaign and run. I actually was Princess last year, which I campaigned for, and there was nobody who ran for Empress this year, so I ascended to the title with approval through the board of directors.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A lot of hurdles to jump, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So it's like House of Cards and
exactly.
Spacey.
Exactly.
I know that's a little exaggerated.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
And so Montana Pride is this summer.
It is June 20th.
And then so there's going to be a show going on for that, right?
There is, yeah, and it'll be a big show. I don't know all the details yet. We're still in the planning process, but definitely going to be a big show.
Awesome.
And I heard that you guys also do a scholarship.
We do.
And when I heard about this, I was like, really? This is really
Yeah,
awesome.
the Imperial Sovereign Court of the State of Montana, the I.S.C.S.M, which is the organization I'm from, we have the Rosalinda de la Luna Scholarship Program, and we give away a minimum of 2 $500 scholarships every year.
That's awesome.
Usually they're a lot more money than that, but minimum of $1,000 given away every year.
That's so awesome. And so how can you qualify for one of those scholarships?
It's a pretty basic application. You fill out a short essay on how you're involved in the community and how you support LGBT. We don't care about your orientation, just as long as you support your local community. Good grade point average, and we'll get the application out there here shortly. It'll be found on the I.S.C.S.M webpage.
Awesome. And how much does the show cost tomorrow night?
Door is $5 donation.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what is the age limit?
18 plus.
Okay,
All
good.
our events are 18 plus.
There's not that many
So
18
younger
plus.
friends can come.
Exactly.
That's really nice. And that gives such a wider audience for you guys and more
Exactly.
money, and
That's what we did that for, and
it's smart.
yeah.
I think it's really
So we
smart.
want younger people involved.
Yeah.
I remember you guys used to do it at Dino's a couple of years
That
back.
was prior to me being involved, but they used to do it way out there at Dino's.
Isn't that the truck stop?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
We've come a long ways.
That sounds great. I bet that was very interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. It was a tight space. It was a very tight space.
And all those truckers are like,
Right? Truckers, and they got these men in mini skirts walking around.
And, it was like right in the casino too.
It was, yep. That little small
man.
dance floor.
that sounds awesome.
It was quite a thing. But
Yeah.
it filled up, and now it's even getting more. And you told me that there's a bunch of drag shows that do frequently, like a lot, like more
A
times
bunch
a
of
week.
the other courts do down in the bigger cities, yep.
Cool.
Yeah, they do them like 3 or 4 times a week down in Kentucky. And I give props to them because once a month, that's a lot of work.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot of makeup.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then so where do you have a particular store you like to get your costumes from?
I shop online a lot. It's
Totally.
however, my sister's closet's been great for buying our coronation gowns and such. But yeah, I get a lot of my costumes online, Amazon, eBay.
Cool. That sounds great.
It's great. Love
Yeah.
it.
All right. So do you have anything else you want to say?
No, just come out to the show tomorrow night. It's Disney themed.
Oh,
All
fun.
proceeds go to the Missoula AIDS Alliance, and it'll be a great time.
Yeah. It always is.
All right. So one more time, where can people find more information about you guys?
ISCSM.org, or contact me directly on Facebook through Christina Drake.
Cool.
All right. Well,
So,
thanks
yeah.
for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back right after this PSA.
Grandpa always wanted to be a cowboy, so he and my grandma bought some property in the Beartooth of south central Montana when my mother was young. We've spent summers there ever since. It's where we scattered my grandpa's ashes. This beautiful land is now being threatened by fracking. In this destructive process of extracting natural gas, 750 chemicals, including 29 known carcinogens, are pumped into the ground using 2 to 5 million gallons of water. Up to 70% of the chemical water stays in the ground after the process. To make matters worse, Montana currently enacts a tax holiday for oil and gas exploration. For the first 12 to 18 months of operation, companies are taxed less than 1%. For fracked wells, this is usually the most active period of the well's life. If fracking is allowed, the Beartooth won't be safe. We have too much to risk. Say no to fracking.
All right, we are back. We have Troalach and I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. James, and you are playing at the Irish Spring Concerts this Saturday night.
Right.
Here's the Irish
Oh, that's cute. Even upside down.
I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah.
And then who's this little one right
This
here?
is little Roisin Marie. This is my daughter. And she's going to be at the St. Patrick's Day Parade dancing with the Missoula Irish dancers.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Are you excited? Yeah? Cool.
Sign me up for it.
Yeah. Not very pretty involuntary, huh?
Exactly.
And so when is our spring concert?
So on Saturday at 7:30 at the Humber Recital House. So this is the third of the series. There's a total of 4. And it's kind of kicking off the celebrations for St. Patrick's.
Cool.
Yeah, so as you know, that's coming up to the 17th. But here in Missoula, we're having our parade, and we're having our hurling game, and we're having our big Irish banquet and auction and clan get-together, so to speak, on Saturday, March 14th.
Where is all that going to be?
That's going to be at the Dub. Well, the parade begins down here, line up at 11, and oh man, I can't even think, Spruce, and heads off at 12. It's early in the morning.
I know.
The hurling game's at 2:30, and the hurling game, I swear to God, don't let set the blood coursing through your veins. That's at 2:30 up at Washington Grizzly Stadium, and then the banquet and auction and the evening of music, dance, and conviviality takes place down the Doubletree, starting at 6 o'clock.
Cool. That hurling game is going to be cool.
It's
And so that'll be
They're the
in...
national champions.
Oh, awesome. And so
Yeah.
that'll be in the stadium.
In the
for
stadium, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, in the stadium. And we have, coming up to it as well, we have on Thursday, we have a film night in the Roxy. So we have Song of the Sea, can be award nominated, animated about the Selkie from Irish mythology. And then following that, we have one on 3 brothers from Ireland who emigrated to Butte. It was done by one of the finest documentary makers in Ireland, Brown Fair Taylor. It's very, very powerful. So it basically brings together the experience in Ireland and here in Montana. So
Cool.
yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. And then the following week we got corned beef and cabbage dinner over at St. Anthony's.
Oh,
then we have Liam O'Muir Lee coming in, and then we have our drawing for a trip to Ireland. Win a trip for 2 to Ireland.
Nice.
And those tickets are available if you want to get them at all news outlets. They're in Rock and Rudy's, Thomas Maher Bar, and Stone of Accord.
Cool.
Nice. Where can people, because we have so many events coming up, where can people find these events online?
friendsofirishstudies.com. The Friends of Irish Studies are the ones who are pushing this, are promoting it. Pushing it, that's the wrong word. That's how it feels sometimes. They're the ones that are promoting it and sponsoring it and doing all that good stuff. So it's on their website, www.friendsofirishstudies.com.
Awesome. That sounds good.
And we also have
James Kelly, yeah.
So tell us about your background.
Well, I'm originally from Dublin, and I've been living in this country, the United States, for many years. And my background, I come from a family of musicians, and six fiddle players in my family growing up. My father was a fiddler and concertina player from the west of Ireland, County Clare, and we grew up in a house overflowing with music.
Fun. I bet that was a really awesome way to grow up.
It was extraordinary,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I bet it was.
And I was the youngest member in my family, so I was looking up to everybody.
Yeah, you
literally
absorbed all that in. Yeah.
Have you been in town for a long while now?
I arrived on Wednesday, and we're going to Butte tonight. I'm going to play in Butte this evening, and then back to Missoula tomorrow evening, and then
Cool.
go back home on Sunday morning.
Cool. And then where do you live currently?
I live in Miami.
Oh, nice. Hey. Yeah, the weather's kind of comparable right now.
Cold still.
Well,
But it is good. It should get warmer.
Yeah.
I need to go back to warm up.
Yeah. Well, it's very unseasonably warm for us right now.
Yeah.
So you kind of hit the tropical weather here.
Yeah. Welcome to tropical Montana.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to you about that.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, will you play a song for us then?
Yeah, well, I don't know what's appropriate at a little after 8 o'clock in the morning. I hope the fiddler's in tune. At least it was in tune when I got it.
Yeah.
I'll just play a simple hornpipe that we learned growing up. The Boys of Blue Hill. It's a piece of music that everybody would learn. Probably the first couple of pieces you learn.
Awesome.
I know next Monday or Tuesday I'll say, now I can feel them.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Okay, so then when and where again is the events?
So tonight in Butte at the Butte Montana Tech Library Auditorium, James will play. He'll play tomorrow at the UM Recital Hall at 7:30. Then on Tuesday, I'm giving a talk on St. Patrick's over in St. Patrick over in St. Anthony's Community Life Centre. On Thursday, we have the film night where we have the story of those men from Butte and the Song of the Sea. Then on Saturday, we have the parade. There's Mass in the morning run by the OH and the, or served by the OH and the Knights of Columbus in St. Francis. Then there's the parade at the assembles at 11, moves off at 12. Then there's the hurling match at 2:30, and then there's the big banquet and gala and Donnybrook at 6 in the afternoon in the double tree. And the following week then we have a corned beef and cabbage dinner going on over in St. Anthony's. And then we have Liam O'Winley coming in playing Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have the drawing for a trip for two to Ireland.
I know, you can never get bored.
Yeah.
Never.
It's not insane. It's
So
the month,
then-
the month of
It's the
insanity.
Irish Superbowl.
Yeah, it's the Irish Superbowl.
It's the month of insanity.
And then, so what website can everyone go to find out all of these events?
www.friendsofirishstudies.com.
Okay, awesome.
We still got a lot of show on here, but here is the Flagship Friday video of the week.
Do-do-do, washing my hands because they're dirty, I guess. Do-do-do. Oh! My face! Oh no! Blubberman! Help! It's me! Blubberman! Buddy! 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 I heard you needed a plumber man. Are you okay?
It's not tears. It's water.
Oh, so you don't need my help then?
No, wait. No.
Don't you need tools? I got my tools right here. plumber dude. Family calls me Jill. You can call me Plumber Man. Do you need a cough drop? No, sir. Well, why are you so rusty? Why is your voice like that? I don't know, sir. Just I was born this way. Stop eating your hair! That's probably why you're like this. I'm sorry. You know what? I need you to go find Plumber Man. I need you to ruin his schemes with your hair. That's why I hired you. Do you understand? Go! I heard you needed a plumber man. You look familiar. I'm following you on Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna work on the sink now. Oh my god, it's hair cloth! Yes, it is. I was here to hose that. Prepare to meet your doom, hair! General Rust. I gotta find General Rust. No, you don't need to know. You don't need to. He doesn't know. Well, it's harder to go. About that. I can tell you what I told him back before we were and stuff. It says I didn't tell him anything. I know. He's sitting right there. Sup? I don't know why I'm here, bro.
Cool.
That was so funny. Those kids are hilarious, and they came up with all that stuff on their own.
They came up with all the jokes, and I'm just like, all right, name an occupation. All right, we'll make him a superhero.
Yeah.
Name his weakness, untied shoes.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's so funny.
Pretty straightforward. I mean, like, at first they were trying to like come up with a skit, like a eating food skit, and there's a lot of fart jokes in there.
Yeah.
I was just like, where are we going with this?
No, you guys, let's do something funny.
Yes. But yeah, we had a lot of guests on.
I know,
that. And I want to breeze through this real quickly, and you can find out more information and see our interviews and more on wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You go to our interviews and past shows, which also goes to our videos page. You can see our last episode on Monday, which will be Wednesday afternoon today, and you can see our last couple interviews that we've showed, and our Missoula art scene, and some of our old Irish Spring concerts stuff, and the most recent Flagship Friday video of the week.
Awesome.
And also you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, both on MCAT as well as Wake Up Missoula, and you can go to mcat.org to find out what's going on. Our first Friday is tonight, so you can see our very own artist.
Yep, she has put her stuff up in the gallery, and it looks awesome.
Yep, so you can come in anytime between 1 and 8, but our first Friday hors d'oeuvres, or however you'd like to say it. Food for free will be here from 5 to 8 p.m.
Will they have wine as well?
And beer. I think it's like Kirkland brand beer, so it's like, I don't know.
Oh, Kirkland, yum.
I don't know. Kirkland's a town that They make cardboard. They make
And
pizza.
terrible
Cardboard
beer.
pizza. It's a decent beer. Beer. I don't think people would complain too much about the taste of beer.
Unless you're a beer snob, then you're complaining a lot.
There's a lot of snobs.
And that just sounds awful.
I think Missoula is becoming a world of beer snobs because we're spoiled with all these breweries and microbreweries.
I know. We really are.
We are. We go to these towns. It's like, is this a Bud Light?
Where's your brewery? Do you have a brewery here? Oh, you don't? Oh.
I'm better than you, so I'm gonna walk away.
I'm gonna leave.
I'll go walk away.
Do you at least have a distillery?
All right, without further ado, we should move on because we only have about like 26 minutes in our show, so we have a lot to talk about. Noelle has events, and I have a lot of stuff to talk about.
And Asaph has also got his musical notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And City Council, I'm going to tease a little bit of that. City Council is a little bit of broadband and a whole lot of wayfinding.
Yeah.
And maybe a little snidbit of Public Works Committee.
Yeah.
Wow. No, just like some trails and stuff. Roads.
Just the trails and stuff.
Roads.
All right, so I'm going to breeze right through this. This is your First Friday art events. Tonight is First Friday, so everything I'm going to talk about is all First Friday things. So the Children's Museum of Missoula, they've got their art series tonight from 4 to 4:30. You can learn basic art skills and a little art history too through fun projects and activities. The University of Montana all week has been Indian Week, and so they've done a lot of India-related events. And so tonight, from 4 to 5:30, is a master's class Indian music by Alam Khan and Javad Bhutta. So that's going to be in the Music Building number 1. It's going to start from 4 to 5:30. And and so they're just going to be playing traditional Indian music from India, and they are part of the master class. You know, these guys at the top, they know what they're doing. So that sounds really fun. The Swan Ecosystem Center at 6887 Montana Highway 83. They're doing a forest carnivore monitoring in the Southwest Crown. And so Adam Lieberg and Luke Lamar is going to give an update on the work that has been completed since 2012. Primary focus of this effort is to identify individual wolverine, lynx, and fish in the Upper Swan Valley. Cool. Upper Swan Valley, Upper Blackfoot, and Upper Clearwater watersheds through genetic sampling. So if you are curious about that update, you can go to the Swan Ecosystem Center at 4:30 today and find out everything you want to know. Montana Natural History Center, they've got their First Friday gallery opening. Diane Olahoft. And
Natural History Museum doesn't usually have First Friday,
No,
so it's
they
definitely
don't.
something worth checking out.
Yeah. She's gonna have watercolors, and they feature beautiful paintings of landscape and natural objects from 4:30 to 6:30 tonight.
Oh, I guess they're not going to stay open until 8. So.
No, so it'll be quick. It's an earlier event, so you can check it out before all the other ones.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll be great.
Get an early start.
Yeah, they normally don't have things, so it'll be nice. The Frame of Mind Student Art Show is going to be featuring Bonner School. That's going to be at Frame of Mind tonight at 4:30. So it'll be Elements in Nature Art Show. The students created artwork, ceramic river insects, element-inspired linoleum block prints, and large oil pastel nature-inspired murals. Yeah.
Nature inspires morale.
That'll be at the Frame of Mind tonight. First Friday at Missoula Art Museum. It's going to be put on by Renee Brown. I've talked about her before. She does really, really cool stuff. She's a ceramic artist, but she also incorporates a lot of stones and gems that she grew up around and that are in Montana. And so here is a picture of one of her art pieces that is going to be at the Missoula Art Museum today. And that's just awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah. So that'll be tonight starting at 5 p.m. She will be there at 7 p.m. for a gallery talk. Betty's Divine has got Allison Dillon portraits starting at 5 p.m. tonight. She does featuring acrylic paintings. She focuses primarily on portraits of women, either as female versions of male historical figures, fictional heroines from songs, or just women going about their regular lives. Yeah, I know. I thought that was cool too. So here is a picture of one of her artworks.
Oh, wow.
I know, isn't that great?
It's replacing
Napoleon
with I don't know, Nepoli?
Yeah.
I know, that's kind
Nicoli?
Isn't that the ice cream? I don't know.
The Hunters Bay Coffee Bar, they've got American Cancer Society Why We Relay. It starts at 5:30 or 5 o'clock. So it's just it's for Relay for Life, which is an event that engages the community in the fight against cancer. There's going to be a lot of paintings about cancer and a lot of survivors that you can go and talk to and talk about their art with. Cool. MPG Ranch, there's going to be an ungulate first Friday with MPG Ranch. Ungulates are elk and moose and mule deer and white-tailed deer, which I didn't know that until I looked it up, which that's really cool. So that'll be from 5 to 7 tonight at the MPG Ranch. And that is located at 1001 South Higgins Avenue, Building B, right next door to Rockin' Rudy's. And so they're going to display original artwork, including traditional buckskin crafts, bark baskets, and photography by Joshua Lisbon, and botanical rock paintings by Rebecca Durham.
Nice.
There is a First Friday art night, St. Mary Meadow at the Monty Golak Gallery. They're going to celebrate the release of the new limited edition print, St. Mary Meadow, and there's going to be musical stylings by Miss Liz, ukulele player.
Oh, I know her.
And so, yeah, she's been on our show before.
Been on our show, and...
Yeah. So here's St. Mary's Meadow.
Yep.
That's awesome. So beautiful. Yeah. And then Lee Silman, he's going to be having thermal features of Yellowstone. I think this is his second show at the Montana Art Framing, 5 p.m. tonight, 709 Ronan Street here in Missoula. And so from 1990 to 2006, he photographed Yellowstone's rarely seen thermal features with an 8x10 view camera. And the 8x10 negative was made into contact prints of ultra-fine quality. And so that will be tonight. Here is a picture of one of his artworks. Yeah, and so that'll be tonight at the Montana Art Framing, 5 to 8. There's a First Friday featuring Missoula Community School at the Children's Museum of Missoula. You can explore the exhibits from 5 to 7 tonight. Phyllis Tagg, she's going to be doing the Blessings of Color at the E3 Convergence Gallery from 5 to 9 this evening. She's got oil paintings, and she strives not to capture just pure realism, but to dive into the beauty of color makeup of her subjects. So here is a picture of what she likes to do, which that's really great. That's got a lot of beautiful color. So that will be tonight. And then up next, our girl Nancy Richoff, who is here on Wednesday. She's got her first Friday gallery night at the Prudential Montana Real Estate. And this is her art show. It's called Landscapes of the Mind, if everyone remembers from Wednesday. And I'm just going to show another one of her pictures.
Yep.
If you remember, that was the
Old Man and the Dog Walking in the Snow.
Yep, painting we had on Wednesday. So she'll be tonight. And then Gecko Designs, we've got an art reception. Hannah Burke and Maxine McCarter be at Gecko Designs. They are artists. Hannah's been working with experimental photography that involves making her friends stand out in cold, strange environments in front of pinhole cameras. And then Maxine has been spewing weirdness into this community for years. And so this is a little sample of what their show is going to look like. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very obscure.
It's very old-timey.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. And so at Repertoire Art and Design, they're going to be having their 6-month anniversary with a 6 Rad Serie. They're going to be highlighting all of their artists, including a brand new series of works by Kelly Dupuy. They're going to have Fresh Glass Bees by Ann Wilbert, Metal Mix Media by new artist David Vogel, and new ink and watercolor drawings by Judy Cockrell, as well as many other things.
Cool.
That'll be at Repertoire Art and Design. They have a band called Local Yokel, which is a new band in Missoula, and they've been playing all around. So yeah, that'll be from 5 to 9 tonight.
I'm really surprised there haven't been more bands called Local Yokel, because that seems like a very common thing that bands can go by.
Yeah, it's a good name. Yeah, I lived in the dorms with a couple of them that are in that band, so I'm excited to see that they finally formed something. Yeah, well,
We're gonna form a band. It's like, yeah, right.
No, let's just not.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's how they talk.
The Downtown Dance Collective and The Loft. They've got Spirit at Play, First Friday Art Show and a silent auction. This is Spirit at Play is a nonprofit preschool that's been in Missoula for over 20 years. It's a family-friendly event that features artwork of local artists and children. In addition, there'll be live music, art activities for the family, appetizers, a hot cocoa bar, oh my god, and a fantastic silent auction. The Loft is on 121 West Main Street, right above the Downtown Dance Collective. The Good Food Store, they've got their First Friday tasting cheese curds at 5:30. It cost us $5. In Acadian French, they have potato shacks, which are small food carts that serve up poutine, I do believe, a mix of potatoes, gravy, and cheese curds. So this evening, they're going to show you how to make one. They're going to do fried cheese curds with chimichurri poutine cheese curd panzanella. Oh my god, that sounds like a heart attack. And great. There is face painting at the Children's Museum at 5:30. There's a grand opening First Friday event at Fine Design, 1515 Wyoming, Suite 200. It is a First Friday event showcasing Tom Stack's Space City, an art creation of stacked glass and other reused lights and interesting metal pieces. Clay Studio Missoula, they've got a opens up a gallery to showcase the diverse and exciting work created by their students, members, and studio artists. So it's a collection. And so that'll be from 5:30 to 9 tonight. Ooh, Mismo Gymnastics, they've got their First Friday Parents' Night Out starting at 5:30. This is at 1900 West Broadway. So they'll feature Missoula Irish dancers. They're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in style with fun, flipping music and more. Parents can drop off their kids for an evening of fun while they get to enjoy a night out. That starts at 5:30. It's $20 for first child, $10 per sibling. And for non-members, it's $25 for first child, $15 per sibling. It's space is limited. Pre-registration is recommended, but they have more. If they have a lot of more space, you can just walk in. So you can call 728-0908 to see if they still have space. And then up next, I've got music for tonight. There's traditional Irish music at 6 p.m. at the Union Club. Family-friendly Friday with John Adam Smith, 6 p.m. at the Top Hat. Spring percussion concert, 7:30 at the University of Montana. $11 for general, $6 for students, and $6 for seniors, $5 for students. And it's going to be the UN Percussion Ensemble and then Islanders Steel Band are going to perform several arrangements of the music. Machine Head will be at Stage 112, $8, 8 p.m. It doesn't have a price. Copper Mountain Band is going to be at the Sunrise Saloon at 9. Cash for Junkers is going to be at the Union Club at 9. Evergreen Grass Band, 3-Year Dog, is going to be at the Badlander at 9. The Shondays with Hermanas y Hermanas and Haley Wojcik is going to be at Old Beck VFW at 9 p.m. Red Black Man and the Midnight Ride is going to be at the Dark Horse at 9:30. And Dead Larry is going to be at the Top Hat Lounge starting at 10 p.m. That's what's going on for your First Friday events. I did find a little handbill that's been circulating around Missoula. MCAT has got a lot of them, and they have a ton more galleries on here if anyone is interested in picking one of these up. But up next, we've got Asaph's segment, Musical Notes. Asaph, what do we got today?
Well, I chose Liberace this time, and the reason for that, some of the things that this man has accomplished just playing the piano. In 1952, he had the #1 television show in the world, beating even I Love Lucy that year.
Oh my gosh.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
And at the time of his passing, he was worth $110 million.
Whew.
No endorsements in those days, just from playing the piano, and I just think that's remarkable. And finally, this clip we're about to see, this will put to rest why I think he was the greatest pianist ever, because, people can't get past the rings and stuff, and they forget that he was young once.
Yeah.
So this clip is when he was a young man, before he did all this stuff.
All the capes and rings and stuff?
Before the capes and the rings and all that stuff.
Cool.
All right, let's take a look. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that was
so
really
not
cool.
very many people play Flight of the Bumblebee like that, so that tells me how great this man really was.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Cool. Well, Liberace seems like he was a cool guy.
Yeah, he probably was a very kind person. That's what history says about him anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Well, we've got city council.
Yeah, we got some city council, but before that, this is what's on MCAT tonight.
I need to have a policy that includes gender expression, sexual orientation, all of those things about protected class. Check. I need to have policies dealing with things related to behavior, things related to what policies don't apply. The law is one thing, but policies for my department. I need to have physical symbols of inclusion. I need to ensure there's pictures on walls with rainbows, pictures on walls with various and sundry ethnic groups represented, right? I need to do all these things to define my space. That's easy, but how do you live it? How do you become a person who truly believes it in your core and operates from a perspective a social justice ally would?
Cool.
Yeah, I
What
just
time
watched
will
that video
be
and was
on?
like, I kind of don't agree with that. You don't have to have like a bunch of rainbow flags and a bunch of diversity on your walls to be diverse.
I don't think you do either.
I think
that
I
you
think
just-
it's yeah.
I think you have to have an open mind.
It's all about how you present yourselves.
Yep, and having an open mind to be diverse.
Yeah, you don't need an office that promotes it all stuff. It's kind of like you're trying too hard.
Well, you just gotta be you just have to have an open mind.
All right, but less on that. That's Sustainable Business Council, and that's happening tonight on MCAT. And right now, I'm skipping the Public Works Committee because they did talk a lot about bypassing going to City Council and going to giving more power to the middleman in terms of contracting like pavilions and stuff in front of your building and whatnot, so it can streamline it. That's basically kind of sums it up. The Public Works in like 5 sentences, so it's pretty straightforward. If you want to check it out, you can log on to www.ci.missoula.mt.us, or you can Google City of Missoula to find out the city webpage, and you can find out more information. But right now, I'm going to go to the Committee of the Whole. Our favorite broadband was up for discussion, and Marcy, on the subcommittee for the broadband, regards the recently completed RFP for the master plan for the community fiber optic strategy. Cool. And it's all about basically planning out the map and where the fiber is going to be. And this is what she had to say.
Well, so the most exciting news we have is that we are done fundraising for this, and we've raised enough money to launch the project. So I'm really excited about that. We've had some great conversations and some really interesting conversations along the way with the fundraising. But to date, we have investments from Northwestern Energy, Business Improvement District, Submittable, Texarcist, thanks Jason, Alex, Phelps, Stockman's Bank, MDA, High Stakes Foundation, First Interstate Bank, Washington Corporation. We got a $25,000 grant from Big Sky Trust Fund again that was awarded to Bread, and then Missoula Federal Credit Union, Providence Community Hospital, the city and county, and ALPS donated a lot of their time and effort into putting together the integrated fiber map that we now have access to.
Yep. Cool. So basically, we have all the planning done to put this broadband fiber in, and all the support from these various sources investing in modernizing this city for their own benefits. Awesome. And they're talking about Stockman's Bank, and if you don't already know about Stockman's Bank, they're going to be building a bank downtown, and it's going to be huge. It's going to have a parking garage, and it's going to be right next to KECI. And they have contributed, which is a good sign, because so far businesses that need a certain amount of broadband to set up shop in Missoula have bypassed us for lack of our broadband infrastructure. Mm-hmm. So moving on to the broadband fiber will be utilize those electrical boxes, those ones that are painted, and, and it's going to save us a lot of money by putting the fiber through there, and people can use it for checks and stuff like that. So that's awesome. What they're doing. Marcy goes on to talk about business model that Missoula may take as fiber because and making it more of a reality, and this is what she had to say.
How do we want to structure this? Right now, for instance, Bozeman is going to own the conduit that they're installing, and they're establishing a nonprofit entity to manage the fiber actually within that conduit. So there's different models out there, and so one of the things we'll look at is what model works for Missoula.
That's
what Bozeman did for their broadband and fiber over there.
Oh, so Bozeman already has broadband.
Yes.
Cool.
So, of course, the main areas of broadband, so they're just trying to determine, they did talk a little bit about how they would fund it. They wanted to be self-sufficient, so no taxpayers would have to pay for this broadband.
Yep.
So the idea is that they would build a broadband, and they would keep it on the regular funded stuff through the city, and then they would pay for itself by basically lending it out to like Blackfoot Communications and other places that need it. So, other places that would rent it and then make us pay more for it. So, in other words, we would be paying for it, but not through taxes, but through our own internet through our providers, which would be piggybacking on these fibers that the city is making. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it seems as though it still is going to cost people money who want broadband. So it's like one of those people who want it, get it. And it's okay. So anyways, the main areas that broadband would cover is government, schools, hospitals, and others would have to be financed and looked into a little more. The proposal will be released March 9th. So look for it March 9th, next Monday. And it will be discussed until the final draft is due by the end of the month. Then they will utilize the plan and hopefully deploy it towards the construction period. So it looks like it's getting there. It got a lot done. And just saying that Kaylin Koppel, before she left, she put the Broadband Cup Subcommittee in the right hands.
Awesome.
Okay, so moving on. We're talking about wayfinding. So wayfinding, there's talk about the crazy signs that they want to build in Missoula. And here's a couple examples. And this is Matt Ellis shows some examples of what kind of signs and wayfinding tools are being used.
See the community gateway signs that have been designed, district gateways, our vehicle directional. You can see the constant use of the same materials throughout.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I just kept it short so you can see what the signs look like.
Yeah.
And he kind of explains the signs a little more. And here's some more signs that will be implemented sooner and the cost plan.
The parking layer is another one that's in process to be implemented in the near future. The Parking Commission will be working on this, and you can see some of the signage there. The Parks and Trails layer is another layer that is in the final plan, and that will be done through Parks and Rec and the city as their budgets allow. Same with the trails and interpretive signs. You can see some examples here. Here's our cost for implementation. These are our estimates based on Merge's final documentation. You can see the different categories that we've discussed today already and how much each of those will cost. It also shows the number of signs we're dealing with.
All right, so of course that says how many signs, how much it's going to cost for certain ways. There's going to be, of course, if you look at the sign, he talks about city gateways. You know, the gateways, there's a huge Missoula sign that goes over where people drive right under.
Okay,
there's going to be
cool.
5 of those.
Cool.
And there's going to be a bunch of like vehicle directional, say 110 vehicle directional. So it's all about like pointing you in the right direction, saying this is this way to the hospital, this way. So they want to like update the signs so they're not like that ugly green color that you see on the highway.
And where people are like, where am I going?
So this is just one of those things that is going to try to improve tourism and improve people to walk and find things a lot easier. Let's see. So wayfinding. So one of the wayfinding signage that are on hold are for the bike trails because certain trails are being considered and changed for the new Little Trail and other city plans thus far. Phase 1 is as follows.
The funding for these those layers are right here. We got a TIP grant from the Montana Office of Tourism of $51,000. That's going to go towards the pedestrian layer. The Downtown Business Improvement District contributed $60,000, as well as the Missoula Downtown Association.
So if you do look at this little sheet, to kind of tell us what money is being put into from these places. So you have Downtown Business Improvement District, Missoula Downtown Association. These are the people who are providing money for this project. But overall, it's still going to cost $1.5. That's right.
Yeah.
$1.5 million for this whole thing to be done. And then this last quote, Jason Weiner wonders who will be in charge of these new signs, like who, like maintenance. You put in these new signs, and like the people who sold us all these signs, they're not going to be maintenance. They're just going to sell us the signs, and they're just going to move on to the next city. So who's in charge of that? And that's what Jason Weiner asks.
So is the city going to be managing the contracts for installation of these, or is it the bodies that have put the pledges up there that will be?
No, it'll be the city. We're going to put the bid documents together, receive the proposals, select the contractor, and then manage the implementation of that contract.
Okay. And so they'll probably come through Public Works Committee as they're happening, or
Yes,
land use
I think
somewhere.
so. Yeah.
So I was wondering about the traffic services. I don't see them represented here. And when you talk about things like removing signs and things, it immediately calls to mind those folks. I'm especially interested in like consolidating signage, so we're not just adding it. And I want to make sure that our traffic services people are on board and willing.
I'll just say that that's a recommendation of the plan. There's no specific recommendations as to move this or move that. I think they said it should be done by the appropriate group, which would be that group. But I don't think we have anything in the plan that specifically says consolidate this, and we avoided that on purpose because they're not the experts.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So they put the wayfinding is in a discussion phase. This was information only, and they had a little discussion about what's going on with this. So it's on track, but they're still going to be talking about it. Broadband is a little more forward in the process. But both wayfinding and broadband systems have the right on track to making Missoula a desired location and making it easier to get around for those visiting Missoula. And yes, I read that. So yeah, that about does it for Wake Up Missoula. You can find out more information about this is ci.missoula.mt.us. I've been saying it a million times so I can remember it by heart. But if you don't, you can look up City of Missoula. But to find out more information about Wake Up Missoula, you can go to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/Wake Up Missoula. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook, all over the place. We're everywhere. You can find us. And go to mcat.org to find out how you too can make your own show just like us.
Yeah.
So,
thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope
I'm
you all
Scott
have a great
Ramp.
weekend. I'm Noelle McAvoy. This is Asaph. Thanks everyone. We'll see you Monday.